Guys, welcome to the show. My name is Nicholas Coriano. Today, in an entrepreneur's journey, I'm going to tell you guys all about the seed stage, how to get from the seed stage to the startup stage to growth stage to expansion stage and then to maturity. I'm going to show you how you should be thinking about your business, and I'm going to show you how to accomplish it, what the fastest way is to get from the development stages. So we're going to talk about the growth of a company today. And I hope you guys can see this. If not, too bad. I'll get this a little closer for you guys. So let's talk about the growth stage. Here we have what we call the idea stage. And on the other side of this, I'll turn this around in a second, we have, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to get through all these stages of the company. So here we have the idea stage. And I want you to start thinking of your business like a tree, like a plant. Okay? In the idea stage, you have an idea to grow a business. Ding, the light bulb goes off, right? And after that, what you do is you make a seed investment of time or money. Okay, so this is a little seed, and I'm going to draw this little dot here to represent the seed stage. Okay, so this is when you first had the idea, and then right after that, you start implementing resources to the idea. This could be, like I said, in the form of time or money. Okay, after the seed stage, what ends up happening is, hopefully, if you worked it right in the seed stage, what ends up happening, and I'll give you this in order of what it is. Here's the idea, and then we have development of the idea, right? And this, you can go down here, and over here we have the startup phase, which most people, you'll hear this, it's called the seed stage. So you have this seed. So I want you to start thinking of this like a plant, right? What do you do with a seed? You water it. So you put time in, you put energy in, you put resources in, and all of a sudden, a little branch comes out with a little leaf. Okay? Sorry, I'm not an artist. But there's the little seed starts spurting. Okay? And after that, I want you to think of this as a fruit tree. Okay? Because, and 4 cycles in, seasons, they call them in fruit, when they call it plants, or when you're thinking about plants or fruit trees, right? 3 seasons later, you start getting the growth. Now, this is what they call the growth stage, okay, of a company. So development, startup, then it's the growth phase. The idea, then you put in the seed, and then it's the growth stage here. You can put this down here too. This is considered the growth stage. Now, the growth stage is important. You want to take care of your business. You want to water it. You want to make sure it doesn't get hit by a hurricane. You want to make sure it doesn't get too much sun, just enough sun, right? You want to cover it from the elements. You want to make sure raccoons don't get it. Same thing with your business, guys. You got to water it. You got to put the time in. You got to put the energy in. And again, on the other side of this, I'm going to teach you how to get through these phases as fast as possible after I get done with this analogy. Now, I say 3 cycles, 3 seasons here because a fruit tree, usually 3 to 5 years before it starts bearing fruit, which is now at this stage here, which in business we call the expansion stage. Okay? So now in the expansion stage, what ends up happening is now this tree's a little more mature, right? And it starts giving off initial fruit. Okay? So this is the initial fruit this tree starts giving off. Now, at this point, it's very critical that at all these times, you're not taking from the business. You're not taking like you wouldn't take from the plant. Now, instead of calling them seasons, you should call them cycles. In business, it's a business cycle. And again, on the other side, I'm going to explain this, okay? So now it starts bearing fruit. This is cycle 3 to 5, right? Year 3 to 5 in a fruit tree. And what you want to do is you want to take some of these fruits and you want to eat them, right? Because you got to eat. You've been starving this whole time here. Right, all the way. This is time, by the way. Right, this is 0, and this is some other time, 0 plus, right, sometime in the future. So now you want to take some of these fruit, and you want to eat them, right, because you're starving. You haven't eaten. But you don't want to take the majority of the fruit. You want to leave the majority of the fruit because there's 2 more sections. There's one fruit here. There's 2 more fruits here. Over here, you're going to reinvest these. You're going to sell these to reinvest them. So you're going to sell these apples, call it an apple tree, okay? You're going to sell these apples for money so you can reinvest. And this one, you're going to break apart and you're going to grab more seeds. So in this cycle, what ends up happening is you planted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more seeds from that one apple. And then with the money that you had from selling these 2 apples, you're going to water these seeds, right? You're going to water them. You're going to take care of them. You're going to make sure they have the right soil, maybe buy some fertilizer. Same thing with your business. As soon as it starts generating capital, as soon as you start getting sales, you don't want to go and just eat it. Or even worse, beforehand, chop it down and sell it, right? Or give up on it because you only saw a little leaf and you didn't see apples. It takes cycles. So now you've replanted in this stage. So this is the expansion stage. Over here, what we have is maturity. So now in this maturity cycle, you have this tree is mature. Now, like an apple tree, like a fruit tree, businesses don't stay around forever, right? They eventually die. So 20, 25 years of an apple tree is a long time. That's about what you'll get out of it. But if you follow this model where you're eating some of the apples, you're selling some of the apples for resources, and you're replanting the seeds from some of the apples, what will end up happening is, and this is just, now mind you, there's a lot more fruit on this tree when it becomes mature, okay? So this is maturity. This is the same tree. This is the same business, right? And I'll give an example of this in some sort for, let's say, Amazon, right? But with this now, you're gonna follow the same thing. You're gonna sell some of these for resources, okay? So you're gonna eat some of these because you've been starving, and you need to eat. You need to stay alive, right? And some of these you're gonna replant. You're gonna open them up and replant them. Now, what happens? If you can see what happens here is, even on this cycle, you replanted a lot. So what happens is over here, now you got plenty of seeds, okay? And now you got a bunch of little trees here. All right, a bunch of little trees here. And over here, this multiplied too, right? This multiplied too. And over here now, what you have is an orchard starting to form, okay? So I'll give you this example in a big business, right? A big business like Amazon. Amazon started just selling books. It was an idea. This guy had an idea. He actually worked for a consulting firm, and he said, he saw a niche market that he could tackle, and he had an idea. So what does he do? He plants the seed, he waters it. He waters it, all of a sudden it starts growing. And it starts growing, and then it reaches maturity. And now he's selling other things. And he takes some of this money and he buys other businesses, right? Pets.com and diapers.com and what's the other big one that he just bought? Whole Foods, right? The guy buys Whole Foods, the Washington Post he bought. So now he has his whole orchard, okay? So that's how I want you guys thinking of this. This is maturity. You want to get to maturity. So how do you guys get to maturity? Some of you guys have been beating your head, and you still haven't figured it out. I'm going to turn this board around, and I'm going to show you guys how you guys get to maturity in a business. Okay, so turn this around here. So this is what most people commonly call a learning curve, okay? I don't know if you guys can see this, but we'll write this at the top so you guys understand. A learning curve, okay? When you first start your business, you don't know anything about what you're doing, okay? So I also call this fail fast. This is my strategy for getting to maturity in a business, okay, guys? So if you follow this, you'll have great success as long as you don't make the same mistakes twice. And I heard a great quote the other day. It was, a smart man learns from his own mistakes. A genius learns from other people's mistakes. And that'll prove very helpful for you in your business. But let's go through this learning curve because you're going to have to get through this in business. This phase of your learning curve, and these are how many times you try something, right? So whether you're a blogger, whether you're starting a clothing line and want to sell clothes, you're going to have to try it for the first time at some point, right? So this is try number 1, okay? And at try number 1 to let's call it try number 10. And this could vary depending on the complexity or how hard your business model is. But from 1 to 10, this area here, I call this the idiot phase. This is when most people give up. No one likes feeling like an idiot. You feel stupid trying something. You're giving it a try and you're failing 90% of the time. It's because you just started. You're an amateur, and that's okay. The point is you have to get out of the idiot phase. And then the next phase is just as dangerous. This is called the comfort phase, and I'll color code these just so you guys can see them, okay? This is called the comfort phase. This is a dangerous phase too. This is when you tried it more than 10 times, call it 10 to, I don't know, 100. Okay, 100 times you've tried something. And again, this is time, right? On this axis here, it's time. So you try something 10 to 100 times, now you're getting comfortable. Let's say you're shooting a basketball, right? The first 10 times, you're going to miss most of them. The next 90 times, you might make 40%, 30%, 50%, okay? You're comfortable. You're not missing every shot, but you're not making every shot. You're not scared about looking foolish because you're not in the idiot phase. This isn't the first time you tried it, right? So you're comfortable. This is a danger zone. These two blocks here are a danger zone. When you're an idiot, no one likes to feel like an idiot. High tendency to quit here. When you're comfortable, you get comfortable, and you also tend to quit because you're like, I got it. I figured it out, okay? But your job isn't to get comfortable. There's two more phases here. There's the good phase. This is after you tried it, let's say 1,000 times, right? And this could be hours, times, cycles that you tried something. So now you're in the good phase. Now you're good, okay? Now you're good. To keep it in perspective, okay, if you're batting 500 in Major League Baseball, that means you're hitting the ball half the time. You're considered an MVP, okay? So why? Because the law of averages, right? If you're in the idiot phase, you miss most of them. In the comfortable stage, maybe you made half. Here, you're trying to get better than half. Maybe you're 60, 70, 80%. But as a totality, right, you missed a lot of shots over here. So now you're in the good phase. A lot of people stay in this phase, right? They get really good at something. But in order to get over here, which is where you want to be, okay? And they call this, and I'm going to put this in green purposefully, okay? This is the great phase, okay? These are the people that shot more than the good, right? The Wayne Gretzky's, the Michael Jordans of the world, the Kobe Bryants of the world, the Ronaldos of the world. These guys tried it more than everyone else. So the whole point of this, I'm going to write this real big for you guys, is to fail fast, okay? We talked about this on the other side. When you're a seed business, you have to get through these cycles, through these seasons. A business is not a tree. It's not really a tree. So you just can't wait till next summer and let the natural course of biology take place and everything's going to be okay. No, you have to push the cycles through, which means you have to try. And the faster you can get through these sections here, the first section, the idiot phase and the comfort phase, what I call it, of the learning curve, the faster you'll get to good and great. So my advice to most of you guys is fail fast and often. Hurry up. Get through those cycles. Get through that learning curve as fast as possible so you can get to good and then eventually to great. All right? I hope you guys are great. I hope you guys are really great. I hope you guys are wonderful. If you guys need help with your business consulting, business planning, that's what I do for a living. Graduated business school, graduated law school, worked on Wall Street, own a bunch of my own businesses, real estate portfolio, laundromat, 20 online businesses, et cetera, et cetera. If you need help, hit me up. My link is in the description. But look, if you're starting a business, the fastest thing you want to do is try. Hurry up and try. Get through it. Get through the cycles, because whatever you think you need to do to get to great, to get to full maturity, right? Because that's what you're trying to do. The only reason you're doing this, all of this, right, is to get to full maturity. Guys, you want this apple tree spitting out all these apples so we can eat, so we can invest, so we can get more money, so we can take care of our loved ones. So hurry up and get through this phase as fast as possible, right? By failing fast. Fail fast. Hurry up. Get through this so you can get to good and great. I hope you guys are great. Stay motivated. Stay rocking. We'll talk soon, guys.